2K Sports Show.
The NBA season is in high gear, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. My companions are Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the Sacramento Kings. Looking at the Kings, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And the clock ticking down to tip off. Kenny, you won 2 championships, might I remind you, back to back. Explain to us the makeup of a champion.
Well,
and not the makeup you're wearing right now,
I never
but the makeup of a championship team.
However, number one is to believe. You have to believe and trust in your teammates. Trust is
Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Earlier this season, it was Sacramento who came out on top in the last matchup against Toronto.
They needed a few extra minutes to get the W in that game, but they got it just the same.
I like the way they handled themselves in that overtime period, Greg. They had a whole lot left in their game in that extra period.
Now Sacramento starting 5. We've got Worthy. Andre Drummond is out there with Nowitzki. Then there's Monroe. And it's Richmond in at the 2 spot.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him. Well, you know, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year.
Clock at 4. The Raptors need to get a shot at it. They get it again. On defense, Toronto. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
And I really felt in watching that game that they needed to abandon the three-point shot. It wasn't there. The percentage was horrific, but yet they continue to try and knock them down.
And I really think that's what did them in. I mean, sometimes it's just not there for you on the perimeter, and you can't try to shoot yourself out of a bad shooting night from outside.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Greg, one thing about the Raptors last year, they made the moves they needed to in order to be sure to fix their bench, strengthen their bench. It showed on paper and in person.
Yeah, credit their front office. In 2014, they had a bottom 5 bench in terms of scoring. Last season, they flipped that, became a top 5 bench in terms of that scoring, and even had the 6th man of the year leading the way.
Lou Williams.
That's the 3rd straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Here's Nowitzki. Soft touch off the glass. Nowitzki's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Westbrook double team. Sidney Moncrief on the wing. Shot to stop the run, and that one is hammered home.
It took them a while, but finally they take the lid off.
You know, sometimes all it takes is one to get a team going. We'll see if that's the case here.
Nowitzki a screen. Nowitzki sets a screen for Monroe. They set the pick. Launches it. Richmond no good. Raptors trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Nowitzki against DeBusschere. Here's Ewing. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finished hard with two hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Now here's Monroe. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
Here's Nowitzki. 4-point game. Here's Richmond. Again, Richmond missing.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Great open look there. Evans has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Kings have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Nowitzki with the screen on Westbrook. The drive by Monroe. Richmond against Moncrief. Richmond with the bucket. Richmond's got his first basket of the night.
Guys, you know, you're not going to hit that shot too often. That's high risk.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hi, Kevin. I caught up with head coach Dwayne Casey. Coach told me that he knows they have a tough assignment in Dirk Nowitzki. We talked about what makes Dirk so difficult to defend against, and he pointed to Dirk's ability to hit jumpers when he is seemingly completely off balance, saying it'll look like he's falling over, then he just turns and flips the ball in. I know I've seen Dirk do that on more than one occasion, guys.
All right, Doris.
Take what's available. Use the fadeaway when the defender's there on you.
And former coach of the year, George Karl, making his way back into the league last season. Kings picked him up halfway through the year to kind of stabilize their coaching situation.
He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Evans has got 5.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
And what a pickup to get a guy like Carl, Greg, on their bench, as you mentioned. He's just been a winner, Clark, his entire career.
Well, he's climbing the ladder in the all-time wins category as a coach, and also he's a cancer survivor. He's overcome a battle with cancer, and that also lends itself to having great compassion and respect for George Karl.
As did his son, Kobe.
That's
Remember
right.
that? Yeah.
That's right. It was a family affair.
Here's Drummond, and they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Sacramento.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
Now, here is DeBusschere. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Worthy against Evans. To the inside. Ewing. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Here's Monroe. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
The Kings shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. And he's good on the second. Let's take this opportunity to show you the teams that have been the best three-point shooting squads over the last 10 games. Fifth, the Raptors.
The main factor, I think, is the great spacing. That has led to wide-open, long-range shots, and that's why we see the great numbers from the three.
And Toronto has possession. It's a three-point game. Evans kicks to Westbrook. Here's Ewing. Worthy pulls it in. Kings have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Monroe outside. Nowitzki sets a screen for Monroe. Drummond a screen. Richmond with it. Westbrook picks him up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and it seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
Al Horford's checked in for Toronto. Batum comes in for Tyreke Evans. Mutombo is checked in for the Kings. Both good from the line that time.
And, you know, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired, but the effect it had on the team was easy to see. Kings really tailspinned out of control afterwards. Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
No problems knocking that one down. Richmond's got 7 points in the game.
You know, the Kings, I think, will look back and realize they made a dubious decision the way they handled that coaching change. I mean, lucky for them, they were able to right things, so to speak, by landing George Karl later on. Clearly one of the better coaches in NBA history.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And Al Horford is just a winner, guys. I mean, win 2 NCAA titles at his time playing for Florida. His teammates call him the Godfather because of how calm and quiet he is in terms of his leadership and the mentoring he provides. It's been the same here in the NBA.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Toronto. Gordon comes in for Moncrief. And Al Horford drops them both. And that Florida team with Horford, Noah, and Corey Brewer, such a tight-knit group. All those guys still competing and defending at a very high level now in the NBA.
Each of those guys very team first in their approach. That's what they're about, winning. And because they've experienced championship winning, they stay locked into that task.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Jack against Westbrook. Jack dishes to Mutombo. Pass to McDermott. Westbrook against Jack. Here's Nowitzki. Good, and Jack gets the assist. 8 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Westbrook, and it's sent back by Mutombo. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. Outside Gordon. Here's Westbrook.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far. I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
Back to Jack. Shot clock at 5. Puts it up from 12. Good D by Westbrook.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Now, here's Westbrook. 26 points for him last game against the Heat in Miami.
But his passing just blew me away. I mean, to see him operate their offense that way was a breath of fresh air.
McDermott can't get it to go.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Batum passes to Westbrook. Shot by Gordon, wide open. Again, the miss by Gordon. Kings leading now by 6. Mutombo sets a screen, and Jack kicks to McDermott. A three-pointer off the mark.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
Now here is Horford, and the shot is good.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him. And with the pause here, how about the stats for Russell Westbrook? 4th in scoring, and his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers, always up to the challenge.
Elfrid Payton, he's checked in for Sacramento. A minute 50 left here in the opening quarter. Mutombo dishes to Payton. They set the screen. Kicks to Powell. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
What do you do with that guy? With his handles, he abuses defenders.
Raptors trail by 6. Outside Westbrook. Gordon kicks to Horford. He feeds it to Batum. Back to Horford. All sorts of time. And it's Sacramento with the rebound, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, major problems at the charity stripe in that game. They just could not convert their free throws.
And that makes it hard to win, especially on the road. You get a chorus of about 20,000 yelling at you every time you put one off the rim. Boy, that's got to wear on you.
And it's the Kings with the ball, following the miss by Al Horford. That's a blocking foul, and he'll shoot free throws. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Dallas. They've been in peak form as we watch them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And checking out Sacramento. Not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And I think for Sacramento, they've had their chances to kind of separate themselves from the pack this season, but so far they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
Hey, they're amongst a big group fighting for the bottom few playoff seeds, and that's going to continue all the way through the end of the season. I think they'll get in, but it won't be easy.
All right, now, take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the second free throw. Clark, the Kings last season, only 11 wins in 30 games against the Eastern Conference. Only had more out of the conference wins than the Wolves last season. That was not a good number.
Yeah, and the Kings didn't have a winning record against any Eastern division either. So you can't make up ground in the West if you can't beat the teams in the East.
And a wide open look for Noah on the money from 12 feet away. Noah's got his first points of the night. Sacramento leading by 5. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Mutombo is screen on Gordon. Outside Jack. He kicks it to McDermott. Here's Powell. Dishes it to Jack. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And that does it for the first quarter. Kings lead by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And before the game, Star Center Joakim Noah talked about the intensity of this Chicago Bulls team. I think Joakim can certainly make a case, Clark, for Chicago being that famished 5, especially with Rose back on the court.
There's no doubting that, Kevin. I mean, even the addition of Gasol with his 2 rings, the way he left things in L.A., that left him with an appetite that has him still hustling.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And when you consider how the Kings are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboard. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited second chances too, guys.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Sacramento, Payton is out there with Richmond. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then it's Worthy. And it's Mutombo in at the 4 slot.
It makes up for a lack of speed with just tremendous effort and hustle on that play.
They set the pick. Worthy against Evans. The dish to Moncrief. With some arc, and that one's good. Moncrief's got his second basket of the night.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Payton kicks to Mutombo. Drummond with a screen on to Busher. Here's Worthy, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
Now here is Moncrief. 17 points for him last game against Miami. Great D that time from Payton.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving Collins.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Richmond no good.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Payton passes to Drummond. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Right now, they've got that field goal percentage up in the low 50s.
Putting it together offensively, looking to build some more momentum.
Some changes for Sacramento. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Mutombo, and Monroe's subbed in for Payton. The Kings have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measured 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
Sacramento with the ball. The Raptors getting the bucket. The drive by Monroe. Nowitzki's shot's good.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. Moncrief dishes to Evans. The screen from Ewing. Evans kicks to DeBusschere. On the wing, Batum. No good. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. The drive by Worthy. They get it back. Oh, and the jam by Drummond.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg, cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
Guys, that's the only way he knows how to do it. Soft, I don't even think is in his vocabulary.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Here's Batum after the Kings pick up 2. Up top to Busher. The high post shot. The shot misses. Good D by Drummond.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
There's a reason why they have 3 seconds in the lane, and that interior play has made a big difference in this game.
Now here's Evans following the shot by Mitch Richmond.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Sacramento with the ball after the Raptors pick up 2. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. The Kings in second.
I mean, you love their aggressiveness, not settling for one shot offensively, but really running down those loose boards and converting for extra points.
Shoots.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old.
They set the pick, and Nowitzki wide open. He fires. Again, the miss by the Kings. Raptors trail by 7. Evans outside. Up top to Busher. On the wing, Batum. 4 on the clock. Here's Moncrief. That one wide left.
Going back to Andre Drummond, some say there aren't any true centers entering the NBA these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
The screen from Ewing. Sidney Moncrief on the wing. He's covered by Richmond. Launches a 3. No good. He's missed 3, and he's made 4 of the 7. Monroe with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. He dishes it to Worthy. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Worthy's got the lead up to 9 now for the Kings.
And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on him. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Looking here at some numbers for Batum. How last month turned out for him? He's averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
He certainly knows his role, and he gives you some good minutes. That's really all you can expect from him at this point.
Russell Westbrook in for Nicholas Batum. Raptors trail by 9. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Monroe's shot is good.
And that's just a great individual play right through the teeth of the defense.
Westbrook against Monroe. Pass to Evans. Wide open look. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch. Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, guys. Well, George Karl had some advice for the team in that last huddle. He said making sharp entry feeds, getting the ball into the post, and getting points on the low block is going to be critical the rest of the way. He said also that their offense needs to be a patient one. He told them, don't rush things. Use as much of that shot clock as you need to. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Nowitzki. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Nowitzki's got 4 this quarter. Raptors trail by 9. Outside Gordon. And there's the feed to Horford. That's good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Monroe. Feeds to Powell. Nowitzki a screen. Powell the pass to Drummond. And Ewing sends it back. Out of bounds, Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Patrick Ewing. The Kings also at the sub. McDermott's checked in for James Worthy. So it's Sacramento. They get it again. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
The Kings have shot 50% from the line on 10 attempts. That's a few too many misses.
All right, now, take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Well, last season, Greg, another year without playoff basketball in Sacramento. Ashamed to see some of the best fans in the NBA not be a part of the postseason.
It's a great point, Kevin. Now, 9 straight years where the Kings have failed to make the postseason. 29-win seasons aren't going to get you very far when you're battling in the West.
And so Monroe nails both of them.
And, you know, you mentioned the 9 straight years without a playoff appearance for the Kings. Their last trip was in 2006. And since then, they've been rebuilding. That's the second longest playoff drought in the NBA.
Now here's Gordon. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. McDermott kicks to Drummond. Here's Nowitzki. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And the Kings lead by 11.
Well, if the Kings do make it back to the playoffs, you know they'll be dangerous. Their fans have been through so much the last few seasons. They really deserve to see a team in postseason contention.
Scooped up. Noah right through the knee for the layup. Noah's got his second basket.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Now here's McDermott, defended by Gordon. Here's Powell. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Powell's got the lead up to 11 now for Sacramento. Now here's Westbrook. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Down low, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that.
That's his first personal foul.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want. But then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts and the energy of a mountain lion.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor.
And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
The Raptors have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Powell. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Powell's got 4 points this quarter.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, 2 major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
Now here is Jack. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And it's Dikembe with the jam.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger Clark right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
Horford, no luck.
And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team, a true warrior, even in an off year.
Here's Powell after the Raptors pick up 2. Nowitzki with the screen on Moncrief. Here's Powell, and it's Moncrief with the rebound. Raptors trail by 9. Here's Gordon, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Sacramento foul. First personal foul, team's 3rd.
Alfred Payton, he's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. Toronto shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. Well, last year Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
Now here's McDermott, looking for his first basket still in this one. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Jack. Gordon with the defensive effort. Raptors shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that.
And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot. They were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Now here's Payton. Stolen by Westbrook. Lays it in off the breakaway. Westbrook's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
That's how you make it happen, guys. Ball pressure and then a run out.
And that's how you flip the script in terms of momentum right there.
And as you said, the Raptors took care of the ball a lot better and as a result had more assists. They also cut back on their fouls, and that was helpful. Little things like that made them much more competitive as a team and helped lead them to those 49 wins.
Another miss by Westbrook. Jack. No good on the buzzer beater. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's Sacramento. They're up by 4. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin and Dwayne. A very tight game here. What's the number one thing you need to do in the second half to try to get out ahead and break this thing open?
Well, number one is we got to make sure we get in a defensive disposition. You know, right now we're kind of trading buckets. We're anticipating, putting them on the foul line. So we got to play from an anticipatory style of defense, whereas we're not reacting to where they have us on our heels.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Dirk Nowitzki was the story in the first quarter. He had 14 points and 4 rebounds. What'd you think about Sacramento, Kenny?
One strong area has been their work on the boards. And you're trying to get ahead in the score and stay there, it often comes down to a few extra possessions. That's why any extra rebounds can make a big difference. Now they have to come out in the second half and attack the glass with the same vengeance.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Their transition game was really strong. It really fueled them, gave them a big injection of energy into the offense. If they can maintain that fast style in the second half, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Dirk Nowitzki having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
Tyreek Evans out there with DeBusschere. Then it's Moncrief. Then it's Ewing. And it's Westbrook in at the 1 spot. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Now here's Monroe following the shot by Patrick Ewing. Monroe outside. And there's the pass to Drummond. The 11-footer. It's rebounded by DeBusschere. DeBusschere's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Westbrook dishes to Ewing. The 11-footer. Another miss by Ewing.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
And he gets it to go.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg. Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open. Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
DeBusschere with a screen on Worthy. Evans passes to Ewing. Kicks it to Moncrief. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. No good off the back of the rim.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Ewing against Monroe. And Ewing with the block. And now Westbrook pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, That can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
That shot wide open. Richmond's got 12.
You know, he almost pulled the trigger on that possession, but recognized that there was a better option. That's what we need by playing for your teammates.
It's been quite a game for Dirk Nowitzki.
He's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
And a brief look now at the best rebounders from the point guard position over the past month. Russell Westbrook, number 1.
And, well, rebounding isn't something you really think too much about with point guards, but he places a lot of emphasis on doing whatever it takes to contribute, even on the boards.
Yeah, in addition to the work he does on the perimeter, he's more than willing to get his nose in there and get his hands dirty in getting after rebounds and loose balls. And I think that's why so many folks around the league can't say enough good things about him.
Now here's Westbrook. He's got 8. And it's sent back by Drummond. To the inside. Hit his foot. And it's being called a kickball. And here are the Kings now. Monroe outside. Pass to Nowitzki. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now.
We've seen Nowitzki playing a good game here. He's got 14 points, and when it comes to rebounding, he's had a nice night there, too.
He's not afraid to mix it up there in the middle, getting in there and doing a lot of the dirty work.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. The first one falls.
And the Raptors have been talking about changing things up in the logo department for a while. Finally, we get a chance to see the new logo this season.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Toronto. He's off on the second. As you said, the Raptors with the new logo this year, Greg. Good-looking change, too, I think, Clark.
Yeah, I think it's subtle enough to not lose the continuity, but still feel fresh and new. I like that. That's a nice job of balancing the old with freshening up for the new.
Just 4 to shoot. And the Raptors miss again.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Greg, simply controlling the glass. I mean, plus 10 is the advantage in rebounds right now.
Raptors trail by 8. Westbrook kicks to Evans. He feeds it to DeBusschere. Ewing inside, working on Drummond. No good from Ewing.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Evans with it. Now Monroe defending. On the wing, Batum. He kicks to DeBusschere. Toronto working the ball around now. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Sacramento didn't have a free-flowing offense, and they wanted to get up and down, and it showed in their play transitioning from stagnant to free-flowing.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Sacramento, a team that is likely to put it on the floor to attack. We saw that last year. Have no problem creating with player movement versus ball movement, which is something which is a nice way to kind of begin the transition.
It is. And, Kevin, they were dead last in the league in terms of catch-and-shoot field goal attempts. Also near the bottom in catch-and-shoot field goal percentage. So they might have been justified in that.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, Patrick Ewing in this one, he's got 8 points and 2 blocks.
Sacramento leading by 6. Monroe outside. Dishes it to Nowitzki. Just 5 on the clock. The 15-footer. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Outside Westbrook. Batum with the ball. He's picked up by Drummond. Westbrook kicks to DeBusschere. The dish to Evans. Takes the 3. Offensive rebound.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
Raptors trail by 6. Outside Westbrook. Evans right side. Fires it up. And it's good off the back rim and in. Evans has got 9 points. The Kings have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Nowitzki with the screen on Westbrook. Monroe outside. And Ewing sends it back. And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court. Here's Evans. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 6th assist on the night.
And one area where they haven't struggled has been transition.
Yeah, I think that may be their ticket out of the hole. Look for even more of those quick hitters.
Now here's Monroe. He's got 6 to the paint. And Ewing sends it back. Here's Nowitzki, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul. It's called on Toronto. He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game.
And he's at nearly 90% from the free throw line this season, so having a terrific year.
And, guys, I think that's a tribute to his work ethic. I mean, it's not by accident that he's enjoying the success he is at the free throw line.
He's perfect from the line this time. Raptors trail by 4. Here's Westbrook. 8 points for him. Ewing, marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that. Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now here's Drummond. He's got 9. Worthy kicks to Richmond. The jump hook, and it's Toronto with the rebound. DeBuscher's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Westbrook, here we go. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that.
His second personal, second team.
Al Horford's checked in for Toronto. The Raptors have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Well, the main problem last year for the Kings, Greg, their defense. Just couldn't slow teams down on their end of the court, and it cost them.
Yeah, and listen, a lot of it had to do with the defensive problems overall. They were pretty much in the bottom 10 of every major defensive category, and dead last in blocks as well.
On the basket by Ewing.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Now Jack. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
On defense, Toronto. 3-point lead. Outside Jack. Just 5 to shoot. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Jack's got his first points of the game.
Now, this shot is really a difficult shot to make. Right out of the spin to get your balance and knock down the jumper. That's strong.
And for the Kings, they're shooting well. They're at 45%. To the middle. Here's Drummond. And down it goes, jamming that one home. Great game for him. Double-double now. 11 points and 13 rebounds. And here's Evans. 11 points in the game. He dishes it to Horford. Out to the wing. Westbrook passes to Horford. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And that's 11 points for Al Horford.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Here's Powell. He has 7. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Horford. And Westbrook, here we go. Excellent defense from Worthy.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And Jack kicks to Drummond. Here's Mutombo, and the layup falls. And the Kings lead by 1.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
That's short off the rim. And for Sacramento, they're shooting 39% from the floor since the half. Not really what they had in mind. Pass to Jack from past the arc. Toronto grabs the miss. Ewing's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
There's the feed to Batum. Worthy pulls it in. Worthy's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Outside Jack. Drummond sets the screen for Jack. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Jack's got 4 points now in the quarter.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
It's Westbrook with the drive. Boom, he chases it straight down.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
And Sacramento has possession. The Raptors getting the bucket. Here's Powell. Defended by Batum. The shot by Powell, no good.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
Clark, third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Here's Jack. Patrick Ewing picking up that last basket. Mutombo is screen on Westbrook. Outside Jack for the 3. And Horford pulls it down. Horford's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And stolen by Worthy. And now Sacramento on the break. The kick out to Jack. Feeds to Mutombo. Passes to Drummond. 1 second left. Off on that one. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Raptors lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Center in downtown Toronto. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The 4th quarter of action getting started. The Kings trailing on the floor for Sacramento. They've got Elfrid Payton. Richmond is out there with Nowitzki. Then there's Monroe. And it's Mutombo in at the 5 spot. Now here's Payton. Six on the shot clock. Nowitzki, that's for 2. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. And that's now 21 points for Nowitzki. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
Absolutely. I mean, 6 lead changes here so far.
Exciting stuff.
And guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
Moncrief against Payton. Moncrief dishes to Noah. Gordon with it. From deep. Mutombo grabs the board. Mutombo's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Richmond kicks to Payton. Mutombo sets a screen. Monroe in the corner. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
And you know, guys, Eric Gordon was an unbelievable 3-point shooter last season. 45% from behind the arc. The first time he's been over 40% in his career.
You know, we were talking about Eric Gordon. He's always had great range, but not always the great shot selection.
You know, and that's a great point because, you know, we see now that he's starting to mature, starting to value every possession. And that's good news for the rest of that team.
Now here's Nowitzki. Down low. Mutombo. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that. You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Gordon with another miss.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Richmond no good.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
A floater, count that one, and the team's lead has been cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Moncrief.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Now, here's Mutombo. Nowitzki kicks to Monroe. Fast break, Toronto. Ahead. It counts, and the foul. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
One shot. One shot.
That free throw good from Gordon.
Really unfortunate for Eric Gordon that an assortment of injuries have really derailed his career. A few years back, he looked like he'd be an absolute star. Once a 22 points a game score, was down to 13 a game last season.
Now here's Mutombo. Here's Nowitzki, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Nowitzki's got 10 points in just the second half.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Noah with a screen on Monroe. Moncrief against Monroe. High arcing shot. Here's Ewing, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Now here's Monroe. Richmond outside. Can't hit. Excellent D there from DeBusschere. Yeah, on the topic of Eric Gordon, one would think he's still young and talented enough to be a difference maker with any team. He just has to stay healthy. That really is the bottom line. He's got to keep his health.
Kevin, the truth is, though he's had a number of injuries, they've all been different. It isn't one chronic thing. So with a little good luck, we could see him shine once more. I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Toronto timeout. I want everyone here near Canada Center to get on up and cheer on your dance band.
Let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, guys, I was able to hear Dwayne Casey coaching his team during that break. He was not at all satisfied with their effort levels, saying, "We're losing the hustle plays and all the 50-50 balls. We simply can't win that way. We've got to get after it." Let's see how they respond, Kevin.
Now here's Moncrief. Westbrook drives in. That's good.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
First personal foul, team's third.
When you think about guards who play without fear or any hesitation, Russell Westbrook is the first of those guys to come to mind.
I tell you what, man, his relentless pursuit and attacking of the goal and his opponent is really something to watch.
Nowitzki, no good.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
Here's Ewing and the powerful one-handed slam.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And he better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Good. 26 points for Nowitzki.
And for Westbrook, he had some high praise. Allen Iverson said he's a huge fan of Westbrook and sees so much of himself in him, mostly due to how they play with heart. I'll tell you the other thing, Allen Iverson I always felt was the most intimidating small guard in the history of the league. Russell Westbrook rapidly trying to claim that honor.
Now here is Monroe. Following the shot by Patrick Ewing. Nowitzki sets a screen for Monroe. They double-team Nowitzki. There's the pass to Worthy. Shot clock at 5. Richmond for 3. Shot is off. And Toronto will come the other way.
You know, I was thinking back to that Iverson quote on Westbrook. They play with that same fire. The styles in which they play are different, but you can see the intensity is the same between them. No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
Noah hits them both. The Kings trail by 3. Monroe outside. Kicks to Nowitzki. And the Raptors making a change here. Evans is checked in.
In for your Raptors, Tyreke Evans.
Here's Westbrook. A pass to DeBusschere. Now here's Westbrook. Down low. Lets it go from 11. It's Ewing that time on the assist by Westbrook. Ewing's got 20 points.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Monroe, no good.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
And Westbrook throws it down hard.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
A lot of ferocious dunkers in the NBA, but what could you say about Westbrook as maybe the top dunker right now on that list?
Well, the ferocity, the tenacity. I mean, he's almost angry when he takes it to the basket the way he does. I think that's part of what makes him so special.
Here's Nowitzki. He feeds it to Mutombo. Toronto grabs the miss. Ewing's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Toronto, Dave DeBusschere. Taking 2 shots.
Free throw good to DeBusschere. DeBusschere hits them both.
Well, there were a few complaints last season about how the playoff seeding was done, most notably in the Western Conference. Portland was the 4th seed for winning their division, but without that division win, would have been the 6th seed.
Richmond, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And that one's good. Westbrook's got the lead up to 9 now for the Raptors. Into the playoffs last year with Portland being a division winner, but getting that 4th seed, that played a huge role in this conversation about playoff seeding structure. San Antonio would end up playing the Clippers in the first round, even though both had better records than the Blazers.
Kevin, no doubt it's a tricky situation. Listen, you want to reward teams for winning their division, but every so often it comes at the expense of several other teams, like it did last year, who just play in stronger divisions. So I think that's something that the league is going to have to look at moving forward.
Now, here is Monroe. Following the shot by Patrick Ewing. The drive by Monroe. And it's Moncrief with the rebound. Raptors leading by 7. 11 feet away. No good off the back of the rim. Now Monroe. He kicks to Mutombo. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
And Patrick Ewing with the slam.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
The Kings trail by 7. Nowitzki with the screen on Westbrook. The drive by Monroe. No good off the pick.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way. And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Here's Monroe. The Raptors getting the bucket. Nowitzki left side. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Ewing's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Evans attacking. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Sacramento's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Lets it go from 14. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Moncrief up top. Covered by Monroe. Some room here for Westbrook. Gets an open look and hits. Westbrook's got 17 now, just in the second half.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
I want everyone here Canada Center to give it up and cheer on your dance pad.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He wants to see renewed effort from them on the offensive glass. He talked about the second chance points that are out there if they work for them. He also urged them to drive the lane aggressively on offense, saying they won't be able to handle us if we can get bodies to the basket each and every time down the court. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Take a look at what Monroe's been doing. He has 8 points and 10 assists also.
And he's really put together a nice combination of points at the free throw line, but also getting the assists.
Can you say fundamentals clinic, guys?
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
So he gets them both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Westbrook against Monroe. Back to Westbrook. Westbrook double team. Here's Ewing. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 16th rebound on the night. Worthy, the pass to Monroe. Back to Worthy. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Dishes to Monroe. Nowitzki a screen. The drive by Monroe, and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot two. It's on Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
Yeah, doing exactly what he had to do right there, Greg, to make sure he wasn't going to get flushed on or Instagrammed.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 8. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Toronto leading by 7. 1:33 left to play in the final quarter. Nowitzki with the steal. Here's Richmond, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Patrick Ewing.
Well, Mitch Richmond in this one, he has 14 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
Mitch Richmond. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that trims the lead to 6. And so Richmond nails both of them.
Those were critical foul shots because we're at the point now where they can't be missing any of those.
Outside Westbrook. Out to the wing. Out to the wing. Westbrook double team. It's tipped and stolen by Worthy. Monroe against Westbrook. Now here's Richmond. Not a lot of room. Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that crisply all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Here's Monroe. Outside for Richmond. Yes!
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yep.
At the line from your Raptors, Sidney Moncrief. Taking 2 shots.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He hits the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
Wow, I tell you what, those free throws will give them some much-needed breathing room. 2-possession game now.
I want everyone here in the Air Canada Center to get it up and cheer on your game pack.
There's 25 seconds left in the game. Pulls up on the wing. Toronto grabs the miss.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
At the line for 2.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. Worthy kicks to Drummond. The kick out to Worthy. There's the dish to Monroe. On the wing, Richmond. Back to Monroe. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Toronto winning this one. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but Clark in the end, everyone satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt, but give him a lot of credit for hanging tough, persevering, and finishing strong.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Russell, how important was getting this win here at home following that road trip?
It's huge, man. Coming off the loss last night, a tough one. It's a great win for us. Got back in front of our home crowd, and we played great.
Great job bouncing back, Russell. Thanks for your time. Guys?
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And time now to head over to Ernie Johnson for the 2K postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight. No matter how tight the D played him, he was still shooting it right in their face.
When you're facing Westbrook, you're always going to have your hands full. And tonight, he proved that once again. There's only one thought going through Russell's head. Attack, attack, attack. I know that was 2 thoughts, Kenny.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.